Welcome to the Bleed. It's a dimension that exists outside the multiverse. Thankfully hidden from the anti-monitor. It's not exactly stable. Space and time collide here.
Luthor, the top science minds on Earth-10 tell me the Bleed is tearing itself apart.
Oh, God.
Why was that thing suddenly able to locate us?
Someone inside leaked the information.
Yes. I was afraid you were losing your journalistic instincts. I face the hard truth that we're all doomed if we don't destroy this creature. We have to find its...
Kryptonite?
How can you know if what you saw was real?
And welcome everybody back to DC Afternoons with the General Zod. So today I am going to, I talked about the DC stuff, talked about the James Gunn stuff. Today I want to kind of get into some different projects and things that are coming down the pipeline that I'm super interested in now that we have some definite set announcements, as well as I was showing animation there. What's up, Carmel? Good to see you today. As well as tomorrow, the Caped Crusader comes out on Amazon Prime, and I will probably be giving a review on that. It's going to drop, I believe it's going to drop all 10 episodes. So thank you, DC, for not doing what everybody else does. I hate the whole one episode at a time format. So I probably will be doing a review of Caped Crusader as soon as I get done watching it, which is the Batman reboot, so to speak. So, Pop Cotton, how are you doing? Adult Swim is playing a lame Superman cartoon today. Yeah, I don't know which one that is. I gotta look that up. I think that might be the Man of Tomorrow or whatever. Most of the animated stuff I find is fine once you get into it. Then again, it comes down to people's preferences. Hey, Christine, how are you doing? And Kiefer, good to have you. So thank you everybody for joining me. Today I've got some news. I know I've been focusing a lot on Superman, which is kind of ironic, or maybe my evil villainy is coming out. And I really want to get to talking about the different things going on with Superman. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor is well, no, they didn't make him gay. Popcorn, that's not true. Let's not false report. He's black. There is a black Jimmy Olsen. There has been in the comics for many years. This isn't a new thing. It's there was a black version in the Infinite Crisis. There's been an alternate version one. It's fine. That doesn't bother me. I more care about whether or not they get the character right. It was the same thing with Commissioner Gordon. Everybody bitched about that in the Batman, but I really like the actor who plays him. I think he did a fine job. I think actually everybody in the Batman was terrific. So, like I said, for me, it's never the race swap and gender swap has just been a thing we're gonna have to accept. No matter how much we bitch about it, it's gonna happen. Um, I never really even cared about that as far as it goes for as long as I bitched about it. My biggest issue is not whether or not they do that, but it's whether or not they can play the character well. If you can still give me the essence of what the character is, then you encapsulate that character. Um, I think some gender swaps are ridiculous or race swaps, such as the Little Mermaid one. That's a totally different discussion because that's now a whole new thing. But with DC, I never get mad because there's so many alternate variations, there's so many different timelines that doesn't bug me. What bugs me is how they choose to use the character. And I don't assume anything because James Gunn has not given me a bad movie. He made probably the only consistently good trilogy in the MCU. So until he fucks up, seriously, I'm not going to prejudge. And that's just been my feelings. So what's up, Black Angus? How are you? Well, that's not confirmed, Top Cotton. I don't know. Now, if they do, then I will. I'll be then. Yeah, I would be upset. But um, in the meantime, I'm kind of just seeing what James is gonna do with the rest of the universe. So, speaking of which, I am going to talk about the filming. Um, I showed actual clips of them walking around uh, in the super suit. I think it looks good. It's got a very throwback feel. I got a lot of there's a lot of different DC variants. There's what most people remember, which is the Bronze Age, but I feel like they're going back a lot to the Silver timeline. A lot of these movies have a very old school feel. Um, So I'll be curious to see this. This is a very old school looking Superman costume, especially I showed the set photos yesterday. So, oh, hey, Laura B, good to see you. Um, it's good to have you guys here. So thank you for joining me for DC Afternoons. So, Superman's filming wraps up. James Gunn says he aims to make a movie about a good man in a world that isn't so always so much. And I like that concept because James Gunn has always been good with those kinds of stories. If you in most of his films, also I've one thing that has upset me about people's Superman is they've never to me made just a Boy Scout Superman, so to speak. That was my biggest issue with Man of Steel. Everybody goes crazy for Henry Cavill Superman. Don't have a problem with Henry Cavill in particular playing Superman. I have a problem with how Superman was written. I have a problem with actually a lot of Zack Snyder's writing. Um, and I don't think everything has to always be super gritty. I think certain characters you can have lighthearted. And I would like to see, for a change, an actual lighthearted Superman to contrast Batman because every version of Batman we're getting is pretty dark. So I'd like a balance like the Justice League's always had. You had Superman who's like humanity's hope, potential, all that jazz, who people look up to. And then you have Batman, who people run and hide because he's scary. That's the kind of thing we should go for. Speaking of which, cheers to Batman. Superman filming wrapped on Wednesday, marking an end of months of principal photography on the anticipated DC Comics film reboot. Writer director James Gunn marked the occasion with a post on X in which he thanked the cast and crews and noted he set out to make a movie about a good man in a world that isn't so much. Um, and then he said, God bless our cast and crew whose commitment, creativity, and hard work have brought this project to life. Gunn said, the goodness and kindness and love I have encountered on a daily basis on the set has inspired me to trust me forward when I felt too spent to move on my own. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It has been an honor. The destination has been Superman, but the journey has been toil and the laughter and emotion, ideas and magics we shared together on the set. And for that, I will forever be grateful. Superman will mark the first film in the new DC Cinematic Universe under Gunn and DC Studios' Peter Safran's stewardship. When it opens in theaters July 11th, 2025, David Cornslet leads the cast of The Man of Steel, flanked by Rachel Bronson as Lois Lane, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, and Wendell Price as Perry White. And so here's the cast. So that's Jimmy Olsen that they're talking about, I believe. Nicholas Hoult is supposed to be Lex, and I got see, there's Lex right there, and then I don't know where they were shooting here. Let me see more. I have no clue where that's supposed to be shot at, so I'm trying to see where the picture is. I know they've been shooting all over the place. So, okay, so that picture is from Norway. So that's pretty cool. Um, and there's supposed to be a scene with the Fortress of Solitude. So I think some of the Antarctic scenes might be shot in Norway and Scandinavia. So that's pretty cool. I think that's awesome. Um, hey, Jay, good to see you. Um, if you're free, you're always welcome to come on and talk. I know you've been busy. So, uh, did you see that media are attacking Wolverine? Yes. Um, I did. I have a show. It's called Marvel Tuesdays. I'll be talking about that next Tuesday with Pop Culture PV. It'll be episode 2, and it premieres next Tuesday at 8:30. I'm gonna do the DC every day because I'm a huge DC. I'm a bigger DC fan than a Marvel fan. But me and PB will be on at nights every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and we will talk about all the Marvel news. And I'm kind of doing it to kind of there's so much stuff in Marvel. Um, and yeah, and I'm not the biggest fan. Thank you, busy going through hell and fighting sickness in my house. Oh, I hate when it is. I hate not feeling well. Um, but I'm sorry to hear that, Jay. I hope you feel better. But anyways, so Superman Gunn's reboot it is going to lead with Superman, and I kind of wanted to talk about this first because there has been an issue I've had with DC and especially Zack Snyder's universe where they have had this aversion of having the big characters lead the DC, and for some reason, especially Superman. And people can like or hate James Gunn, say what they want to. Personally, I think James Gunn is the best pick that DC has done in years, and so is Peter Safran. They both have very clear vision, and DC needs focus and direction. I've said this a ton of times. I think people bitch just to bitch, and DC fans are a fickle bunch. I should know. I've been a DC fan my whole life, so we're very hard to please. But DC has always been the whipping boy. So, do you think leading with Superman is a good move? Yes. I think leading with Superman is the only move. Um, I think the fact of the matter is that James Gunn and Peter Safran are trying to get to a sense of what DC used to be, and I think the best way to do that is to lead with the heroes that fundamentally were the flagships. They already have a tremendous Batman. Uh, and I know Matt Reeves' universe is considered separate. James Gunn has said that they're going to have their own Batman for the DC, or Matt Reeves is going to be doing his own thing, and it's going so well. They're going to let him kind of have his own corner, obviously, because he's had so much success. But yeah, I do think leading with Superman is not just a choice, but it's the only choice. It's they they should have done this years ago. I honestly don't understand why they have not had a Superman first for many years. Because back in the day, even in the '80s, hey Aaron, good to see you, and thank you everybody. I'm so glad to see all of you. But yeah, and I do agree. It feels like a smart rebrand. Rebrand. I do. I do agree. Um, but yeah, I'm super excited about this. In all seriousness, I have the general reason, and it's because um, I like aspects of Superman, mainly General Zod. Um, but I've always felt like they've never captured the essence of the character, or they've been too afraid to have, uh, especially in the era where they were doing the morally ambiguous Superman stuff, which is okay, but I kind of would like a sort of, just give me a sometimes it's just good to do a straight up, this is Superman. We're not trying to go all uh broken soul or whatever else. I don't know. I kind of just super tired of uh, the people trying to reinvent the wheel, I guess is what I'm saying. So how does that saying go? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So um, we're getting closer to a movie that I am looking much forward to, that I've wanted to talk about for a while now, and I wanted to oh, going back to the roots, always smart move when you're starting over, in my experience. Yes, very true. I mean, yeah, I guess you could tell I'm kind of a fan of Superman in general. So, but speaking of fan of characters from a universe, let's talk about another movie I am looking forward to. We're going to talk about the Joker. So if you guys don't know, and I've said this a couple of times, but you should know I'm rating on a curve with this movie. This was me and Bitchy's first official date movie, where we were officially a couple. So this movie holds a very special place in my heart. I love the first Joker. Um, Not just for the sentimental value that it is tied to, but also I just think it's one of the best movies. And so I am super excited about that. Also, Jay, if you're available, I sent you a link, uh, so you can jump in if you so choose and read about Joaquin Phoenix um, with me. It's up to you. Anyways, Joaquin Phoenix says the Joker folie à deux. Yes, I actually learned how to pronounce that just to be able to say that. You're welcome, folks. We're professional here. Co-star Lady Gaga was spitting up coffee the first time I sang, which is talking about Joaquin Phoenix. Um, I can tell, and you guys saw me play the trailer, the chemistry between Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga is pretty extraordinary. I showed you guys that trailer uh, in episode one and kind of gave my thoughts and ideas of it. Um, so go check that out. I broke it down more in the first episode, but I will say I like her look, and I think Lady Gaga is a great actress that a lot of people have given shit for, and she's just had bad movies. I don't think she's bad as an actress per se. I just think uh, she's had bad roles, and I think this is the first role where, besides A Star Is Born, where I think she's really gonna get some good critical notice that she should have. So, um, So Joaquin is talking about the film Folie à Deux and co-star Lady Gaga's reaction when she heard him sing. Phoenix is reprising his role as Arthur Fleck in Todd Phillips' musical sequel about the DC Comics villain, the Joker. And Joaquin states that oh, okay. If I wasn't working, I would. I'll have to plan my lunch around this tomorrow so I could pop on. Well, I will. I will plan on having you on, Jay, because I know you're very knowledgeable and you love to talk comics. Aries Scott, what's up? Says yo. I just came from watching Deadpool Wolverine movie and it was great though. Yeah. Yes. Love the Wolverine movie. And don't worry, I do plan on talking about it, just not on DC in the afternoon. But don't you worry, I do plan on talking about that. I might even have my own spoiler discussion on it. Um, but to answer your question, yes. Honestly, if you just want my quick thoughts, my quick thoughts, God's honest truth. So hold on, let me just go full screen for you. That way you feel important, Scott. Deadpool Wolverine might be my favorite out of the three. I know it's an extremely hot take, but honestly, two is kind of whatever. People hate on two. I don't particularly hate two. I think it's got good gags, whatever. I watch it. Like, I put in Deadpool 1, I'm gonna go to Deadpool 2. Um, but three for me, honestly, and no bullshit, and I've told people this like numerous times. I honestly think this might be better than one and two for me. Um, and you know, I heard people talk about the story. Like, look, it's a Deadpool movie. I don't know why the fuck people get hung up on a story. I'm a reviewer. I'm all about stories, character motivations, things like that. You can check out my reviews here on the channel. But when you're watching a Deadpool Wolverine movie, anybody who's going into that movie looking for fucking strong characters, you're in the wrong movie. Just read Deadpool in general. That's not what Deadpool is. And I think having that mindset, or people who are fans of Wolverine Deadpool pretty much already know what you're in for. Rated R, Ryan Reynolds acting like Deadpool, funny gags, grossly inappropriate things, a little bit of brutal violence here and there, call it a wrap. It doesn't have to be deeper than that. And I think Deadpool Wolverine does that. And it does it well. So to answer your questions, that's just my that's my that's my thoughts on that. So and yes, Hugh and Ryan together is great. That is like 90% of the movie. But there you go. Those are my thoughts. So hopefully, you guys got a quick little preview. If you want, I can do a full breakdown. I've done it for other movies. So if you are interested in hearing me do a full Wolverine Deadpool breakdown, then leave me comments with a thumbs up or something like that in my comic section, and um, I'll do a full breakdown. I did it for two movies so far. I did it for Long Legs, and there was another one too, Maxine. So if you guys want me to do a full spoiler breakdown beat by beat, because trust me, it won't take long. It's a Deadpool movie. There's not like it's fucking not like it wasn't like Maxine or Long Legs where I actually have plot and things I've got to follow along with. So just let me know and I'll break it down for you. Like the stream saved a dream. Thank you. So let's get back to Joker. So Joaquin Phoenix had Lady Gaga spitting up her coffee the first time he sang, which, if you guys don't know, Joaquin Phoenix played Johnny Cash in Walk the Line, and he actually not only got a vocal coach, but he learned how to play the guitar when he was playing. Him and I believe who was in there, Reese Witherspoon. I believe that they had taken musical lessons and things like that. Joaquin Phoenix is a very serious actor, has been for years. Any role he does, he fully immerses himself in that role. So This must have been funny as shit to see him do. So he goes, the first time I sang, so she spit up her coffee, and he's so that felt good. That was exciting and made me feel confident. Phoenix jokingly said in an interview with the Empire. So this is kind of her look in the thing, and I like this look that she's got. um it's kind of reminiscent of classic Harley Quinn while doing its own thing, which Joker has constantly done. So I really like Lady Gaga's look in this. And to be honest, I haven't heard any really negative takes on that. I would like to know what you guys think about Lady Gaga's look as far as on the character Harley Quinn. Um, but so far, I like the minimalistic approach. Um, Gaga, who joins the sequel in the role of Joker's love interest Harley Quinn or Harley Quinzel, was always very encouraging. Joaquin says, recalling that the singer told him, "Go with what you feel. It's fine." And like or hate or hate Lady Gaga, for some reason a lot of people hate her as a musician. I think they're nuts, to be perfectly honest. I think she's a great performer, but I guess that's my own personal bias. Maybe I'll have a bunch of rabid people in there telling me she sucks. I don't give a shit. I think she's a good musician, and she does a wide range of movies, especially in these kinds of films. So I'm super excited to see them together. Anyways, she said, for somebody who's not a performer in that way, it can be uncomfortable to do that, but also exciting, he added. I hate when they do these big freaking things in the middle of the way here. Get your shit together, Deadline. Come on. Seriously. Oh, God, I hate this. Okay, is there any way I can take this shit off? Look. What is this? What is this? No. No, I don't care. You're covering the whole entire space. Okay, so for Bad Romance, the singer was playing a character in a musical and had to harmonize differently than she normally performs. So this is some of her other performances. And she goes, people know me by my stage name, Lady Gaga, right? That's me as that performer. But that is not what this movie is. I'm playing a character, she told the publication. So I worked a lot on the way that I sang to come from Lee and to not come from me as a performer, which right there, I just want to highlight something. Right there, I like this is how acting should be, right? When you're acting, you are not the character that you are supposed to that you portray outside, right? You're acting as a different character, as written differently as the character you're supposed to be portraying. I love this statement because this is something I think actors in general don't do anymore, right? So she's saying she is not Lady Gaga when she's playing this role, right? She that's not the character that's written. I 1000% agree with this statement. It's refreshing to hear somebody who actually gives a shit about doing the character and not doing an activist version of this and that. I know we talked about that stuff earlier, but no. See, that to me is the difference between, say, gender bending someone and stuff like that. But if somebody comes out and says they want to embody who the character is, I'm still fine because some of that shit is studio discussion. But for what's important for me, right there, that line sums it up. Does the person want to portray the character that is being written? Not the character of them. No, they are there to play who is written down on the paper. And I like that. I think Lady Gaga embodies what actors are supposed to be, or at least what they used to do, right? They act like the character that is written for them. They aren't being themselves. They aren't interjecting their politics. It's what's on the page. Um, I really I'm sorry, that statement just really made me excited because I like to hear when actors come out and they're proud of that. They're like, "Hey, I'm not me. This is not this character's not about me. It's not about my fucking worldviews. I'm playing Harley Quinn, so that's who I'm gonna fucking act like, or my interpretation, right? This isn't this isn't the performer. This isn't an activist platform. This isn't, you know, my own personal how I feel. This is the character. This is my interpretation of the character. This is how it's written down for me, and that's what I'm transforming into. Like I don't know. I hope people are getting what I'm saying. Very. Uh, I can always tell in interviews what direction things are going to go in. When you get statements like this, you can tell people care about the craft and that they're caring about performing for us. Whereas when you hear, like, oh, well, I saw this as a great opportunity and as a platform for this or this or this, that's when I start to get nervous about where the movie is going to go. And it's all in the wording, right? It's all in the phrasing. That's why I'm not concerned with Superman, because I do know James Gunn's politics, but I also know that James Gunn uh, doesn't put that shit in his movies. So going along with this, like or hate Lady Gaga, and I do know she does a lot of activism kind of work outside of her things, but I can honestly say she has never brought any of that shit into her films because she separates them. And she's saying this up top too. She separates the roles. Like her personal life is what she does personally, and what she's acting is whatever she's getting paid to act as. And what the fuck happened to that? That's, I mean, honestly, that's why you have so many people bitching about how movies are. That's why you got a lot of people not going to the movies. Who wants to pay to be preached to for an hour and a half? Sure as shit, not me. Movies are too fucking expensive these days. Jay says, I think that everyone should trust their instincts, and that will never steer them wrong. I feel right when it's right. It's odd, but sometimes you just simply know. Yeah, true. I have to say something uh, to. I have to say something to say about James Gunn. uh, Go ahead, Laura B. This is my DC hour. Anything you want to throw out there, you let me know. Anyways, so she worked on a lot the way that she sang to make it distinct and different for this movie. So her singing is going to be very different. Joker Folie Adieu cast also includes Catherine Keen, Brandon Gleeson, who's actually very good, Zazie Beetz. The film is also part of DC Elseworlds. It is not a part of Peter Safran or James Gunn's uh, DC DCU. So, and they've said that some of these projects, including Matt Reeves' Batman, are considered Elseworld stories, which is good. We have a distinction. So this is you go to see a DCU story, it's not part of the universe. They've made it like abundantly clear several times. I've played the interviews. James Gunn has came out and he said, we can have these things and they don't have to be connected. And good. Finally. How is DC getting it and Marvel is still having so many fucking issues with this? You don't have to connect everything, right? What did we learn from Deadpool Wolverine? You can make side stories, you could do side quests. People like it. Um, it's but like I said, this is a Marvel hour. We're talking DC. Uh, Lorby says he's a complete failure. It's odd. I disagree. James Gunn has had a lot more hits than misses. Um, So I'm not sure where you're going with that. I mean, um, I will give you one thing. He's had a lot more cult hits than he has major hits, but he's arguably done the best Marvel stuff. What up, Lemon Pie? My favorite pie. Good to see you. I don't know if I said good afternoon. Welcome. Oh, that was a lemon pie. There's lemon pie. Welcome. Uh, so so yeah. Super excited for the upcoming Joker stuff. Very exciting stuff. Um, I have been waiting for this for a very long time. I'm very happy that they took their time and didn't just rush into it. So, you know, let's keep it going. We've got some more exciting news here. This comes from the direct, and oh, hey, Christine, what's up? Good to see you. Hopefully, I said hey, Christine. I think I said hey, Christine. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Anyways, let's go to the direct where we will talk about the casting for the next Batman. This is going to be the Brave and the Bold Batman. This is canon to the DCU. This is not Matt Reeves' Elseworld spin. He's got his own thing going on in that corner of the world. And I'm getting this distinct feeling as long as it's making money, they'll just let that be its own thing. Which is fine. If you guys don't know, and I'll have a review. If I can get it by tomorrow, I will, but August 1st is the premiere of the Caped Crusader, which is in like a day. So tomorrow I'm gonna wake up early in the morning and see if it's out. And my show tomorrow might be a review on the Caped Crusader because they're dropping all 10 episodes. So hopefully that comes. I don't know how they do the release stuff, uh, but yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a review of that tomorrow. I'm super excited about that. So just looking Zod, and you have said hi to me. Oh well, I like to make sure. You never know. So let's go to the direct. DCU's Batman. Every actor who wants to be in the Brave and the Bold. So these are contenders for casting. Some of these I agree with. Some are a little sketchy, but uh, Alan Rickson uh, from Reacher. Um, Excellent choice for Batman. Like, my only thing is, how is he gonna fit in the suit? Has anybody seen him in Reacher? That man is fucking massive. He would be the most intimidating Batman I think that has ever put on the suit. Not saying I'm not like with it. Traditionally, Batmans have been various builds. Um, I think they're more on the skinnier side, but I'm very interested because height wise, he's taller than most of the Batmans we've had, and he's more broader shoulders. So I'm definitely curious about that. And also a name thrown around since doing an amazing job as Soldier Boy is I always forget his name. Jensen Ackles, I believe, has also been throwing into the thing. And you know what? Um, I don't really like that. Um, I see him more as a Captain America. Like they're talking about like recasting Captain America. That is the joke of him playing Soldier Boy in The Boys, but I think he proved very much he could be a Captain America. This is one case where I'd actually like him on the Marvel side of things. I think he's very much more a Captain America than he is a Bruce Wayne. So, um, I don't know how I feel about that pick. And I like doing this because I think it's fun. So everybody in the comments, let me know, who do you think, who's your pick so far for Batman? Just throw any name in there. I don't give a shit if it's on this list. Just tell me who you would pick as Batman. Me personally, I would pick Alan Rickson. I think I would like to see a Batman that looks like he can beat the shit out of you. The only thing that wouldn't work is his Bruce Wayne would be funny as shit. Because could you picture Bruce Wayne being like 6 something and jacked? That would be fucking hilarious. Um, I don't know if they'd make him lose weight to be skinnier. Because logistically, having a scary ass Bruce Wayne, I don't know if that would work. But I do co-sign that just because he's so physical and Reacher. I think he would be perfect for the special effects. So, Jay is just in love with Jensen. I knew that would be her pick. Uh, so yeah. I remember how I would have to drag Zod early morning free streams out. Oh, let me tell you, I stayed up super late. I did not know if I was gonna wake up, but the fans want me to bring a show. By the way, a quick FYI, anybody who's watching this, watching the replay, I'm gonna do these streams Monday through Friday, but I will be taking a break Saturday and Sunday. Plus, I'm gonna have reviews and stuff in between. That's why I'm going to take the weekend off. So Saturday and Sunday, I will not have any of these types of streams. This is going to be kind of my break. There'll still be reviews or whatever else, but I do have to take a break because I get kind of burnt out. Uh, so James Gunn's studio is preparing to cast a new Batman for the upcoming The Brave and the Bold and the future rebooted DCU. Gunn has already cast several Justice League superheroes, which is interesting because the way they framed it, and this is why I hate when people preemptively talk shit. They made it sound like James Gunn was this big bad monster who was firing everyone. And I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, and this might be a hot take to all you rabid DC fans out there. Like, I'm talking the really hardcore, crazy ones out there. Calm the fuck down. Like, dude, be honest with yourself. Look in your heart and soul. Did you give a shit about Zack Snyder's verse? I mean, okay, I just got to take a little side break as I do. I wouldn't be Zod if I didn't. But let's talk about the Snyderverse. How many people actually like those fucking movies? Funny story about this. So we have these crazed Snyder fans that to me just popped out of fucking nowhere. Because if we rewind the clocks back and we go back to those movies, there was so much division in the DC universe. And this is really pre Twitter days. So it wasn't as vocal as it is now. You didn't see it as much. But I remember having so many arguments with people who just downrighted hate Zack Snyder's movies. Now cut. And all of a sudden we have hashtag bring Zack Snyder's back. Oh, I want to see the Snyder. Look, give that shit up, okay? The Snyderverse fucking sucked. I'm going to say it. There, I said it. I don't fucking give a shit. The Snyderverse was crap. The visuals were great. The casting was good. The story was shit. Okay? It was shit. All right? So let's just calm down. Let's not act like Zack Snyder was the second coming of Christ. The universe fucking sucked. It was the worst fucking Lex Luthor I have ever seen in my life. Jesse Eisenberg is, me and PB talked about it. He may be the worst Lex Luthor I have ever seen put to screen. And I've had people argue this fucking point. Oh, he's eccentric. He's got hair because he's playing up the eccentric. He's eccentric billionaire. No, that is not how eccentric people act. I am sorry. Jesse Eisenberg overacted. He was a terrible fucking Lex Luthor. It was if you took The Social Network and then some fucking weird take on Lex Luthor and you smash them together and you get that. And I had to vent about this because, like, God, like, I hated it. It was the worst. I've only seen pictures of Nicholas Holt's new Lex Luthor, and I said, okay, sorry about that, tech issues. No, I said that's my Lex. um, this is it's ridiculous to me. Uh, I I did not like the new Lex Luthor. I thought it was crap, and I hate the propping him up. And further proving my point, I have done reviews with PB. You can watch our watch alongs of Rebel Moon. That movie is fucking god awful. I fucking hate that second movie with a passion. When we started it, the first 20 minutes, I said, oh, this is going to be a pile of shit. We gave Rebel Moon #1 like a 6 or a 7. It was good. It was decent. That second movie was fucking god awful. I could barely watch it. I'm gonna watch the unrated cuts just for symmetry, but I don't think it's gonna fucking add anything. I know it's like an hour and some change longer, and it's Zach's vision. Of course, it's Zach's vision because Zach can't fucking shoot things the first time, right? Like, I mean, come on, people, come on. Let James Gunn cook. Stop being pricks. All right. I'm sorry, I had to go on that tangent because it pisses me off. Because every time we get an announcement like this, everyone's like, "Oh, James Gunn's, he just fired all of Zach's picks and Gal Gadot and everyone." You know what? Good. I'm glad he's distancing himself. Did you all go and see the movies? Uh, yeah, probably. And you were the same motherfuckers who bitched about it and talked about how it was inaccurate and how they didn't do this and how they didn't do that. Now you people turn around and you're bitching about James Gunn got rid of all the old cast. I want the old DCU back. Shut the fuck up, okay? I'm glad for change. We've been in a rut for years. Marvel has been beating the shit out of us. And now Marvel is at a bit of a lull, and this is the opportunity for DC to get its shit together and actually come back. And I got a bunch of motherfuckers that question casting or say, oh, Jimmy Olsen's black. They changed Commissioner Gordon black. Oh my god. I don't give a shit. If the movie's good, thank you. I don't give a fuck who you cast. If you cast a monk and they can act, good. I'm glad. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, it's this thing with DC. Everybody shits. We're like the redheaded stepchild, and I think people forget DC paved the way for Marvel to be what it is. Newsflash: Superman and Batman were way before anything that Marvel put out. Remember when Marvel was putting out shitty movies? No, nobody wants to talk about that. Y'all see the old Punisher with Dolph Lundgren? Fucking terrible. The old Captain America? Not the best movie. Okay? So I'm just saying, like, let's let the cooks cook. Sorry, that's what you get here. You get a Zod rant every now and again. So, anyways, I'm sorry I got off track there. I just get so pissed off because there was this thing like James Gunn just fired everyone, and clearly he didn't because he cast 7 Justice League superheroes, and from what I heard, he did interview the other people who were already in the universe. So he just didn't come in and fire people. That was another fucking stupid rumor that nobody had any proof about, and they just spread around the internet because that's what Twitter and the internet does. It's fucking ridiculous. My God, this is why I have high blood pressure. Um, so the latest comments from James Gunn on finding a new Dark Knight came on Threads, and I do follow his. I'm gonna call it Twitter. X is stupid. Um, but it's on his Threads. On June 24th, he debunked rumors the role had been cast and confirmed they haven't even begun casting for the DCU Batman. He was then asked about his supposed past comment saying the DCU's Batman will be a couple of years older than its Superman, who will be played by 30-year-old up-and-comer David Cornsweet, which is a really weird and kind of funny name. The DC studio boss explained on the threads that he actually meant the new Bruce Wayne could be several years older than the latest Clark Kent, as he isn't committed to them being the exact same age. He says, "This is the quote. I'm pretty sure I didn't say that. I'm pretty sure you didn't say that either. You know who said that? A bunch of fucking nerds sitting back in their fucking computers. Okay, I'm sorry, going off on a rant. Surprise, you guys get 2 rants today. But this shit always happens with casting, and it pisses me the fuck off. So let me break this down for what happened. A bunch of fucking sweaty nerds on the internet got on their fucking computers and they were all like, "Oh man, did you see that Batman's all or Superman's all? They're probably gonna cast an older Bruce Wayne, blah blah blah." And nobody fucking said that. Nobody said that. There's not even a fucking casting for Batman. Nobody has said shit about Batman. They're worried about the first character, which is what we've been saying for fucking years. They want to do movie number 1. So you know what? If you don't want WB to fuck it up and take your guys' stupid ideas because the internet has fucking stupid ideas, then don't sit there and badger these people. Let them fucking work. We haven't even gotten Superman. So why don't we get Superman and then you can piss and moan about all the complaints you have about that movie, and then we can move on to people bitching and moaning about the Batman casting. And the same motherfuckers who are bitching and moaning about this, you either A, aren't going to see the movie, or B, you're going to see the movie. You're going to like it and pretend that you don't. So how about we just let them work? How about that? How about we just let them fucking cast people and we make up our own predictions? Remember that? Remember when we used to have fun and we just talked about predictions and people we'd like to see? What the fuck happened to those days? Now we got a bunch of these fucking people who, you know, they're just bitter and complain about everything. Yes, Hyperzod is going off again. Yep, sorry. Listen, I get very passionate about this. It's fucking ridiculous. It's just like people just like shit to complain about. You know, it's just like, come on, let's see what they got cooking before you start fucking attaching things that haven't even been said. And I can confirm this. I've not seen any comments confirming anything. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you didn't say that either. What I said was Bruce Wayne could be a couple years older. That's the operative word there. That means they're still working on it. Could be a couple years older than Clark. All I meant was I wasn't tied to Bruce and Clark being the same exact age. And there's nothing comic wise, lore wise, that says they have to be the same fucking age. Um, there's nothing saying they have to be younger. We've had younger Batman. We've had an older Batman. We've had a same age Batman and Superman. We've had a younger Superman and an older Batman. I, does that really fucking matter? I mean, honestly, does it matter? Does it change the character interactions or anything? Batman is still a grumpy fuck. Superman still has hope and optimism. You keep those things the same. I don't give a shit what the age of the people are or the age of the characters in verse. Um, Jay says he really shouldn't be tied to anything. As long as the actor can portray the message of the story, that's all that matters. I 100% agree. As long as the characters are accurate, who gives a fuck about the age? The Brave and the Bold will officially mark the introduction of DCU's Batman at a stage in his life where he's already has an 8 to 10-year-old son, Damian Wayne, which will imply he's slightly older. I don't know how I feel about Damian Wayne. I fucking hate Damian. He's my least favorite Robin out of all of them. So I'm really conflicted about that, but that's a personal beef. I fucking I hate Damian Wayne. Just the worst. He's also the daughter of Talia al Ghul. As Damian Wayne is far from the first Robin, and several Batman family members are already expected to be established in the DCU, the new Batman actor would likely be in his mid 30s or even 40s to match the point in the superhero's career, which makes sense. So, here are 4 actors, and of course, this is the media, so they first go to diversity, which is anybody fucking surprised? And here's where I say, don't take anybody's fucking critique. I don't want, and I like James Gunn because he doesn't go with everybody's theories and speculations. Oh, look, I don't have a problem with Winston Duke, but I'm always going to see him as M'Baka. I think that's fucking terrible casting for a Batman. Uh, you know, it's kind of hilarious that's the first choice that they go to. But don't get me wrong, he's charismatic, and I could see him in another role in DC, but not as Batman. Uh, Winston Duke threw his hat into the ring. I mean, I don't blame him. Everybody wants Batman when it comes out. So he did an interview, and the actor explains how he would love the opportunity to change narratives around the iconic characters and how Batman is supposed to look, sound, and perform. Like I said, that would be a terrible idea because, like I said, with Lady Gaga, this is the inverse. I don't want somebody to throw in their hat in the name because of um, changing landmark changes and diversity and that bullshit. Keep that out of this universe. Alan Rickson, he was the star of Reacher, but most people don't know he has 2 DC credits already. He was Smallville's Aquaman, and in Titans he was Hawk, and he did a good job in both of those. Most people don't know his very first start was Aquaman from Smallville, and that's a throwback. I was watching Smallville the other day. I completely forgot he got his start there. So he did a pretty good Aquaman. He had a very dude bro Aquaman, which is how I always pictured the character, because who really gives a fuck about Aquaman? I always found his character kind of silly, like, oh, I talk to fishes. That's always been the joke. Uh, but he made him kind of intimidating. In Smallville, he was a beefy Aquaman. Like, you don't want to get punched by that Aquaman. Uh, oh, but uh, bye, Christine. Didn't see you there. She said, see you later, chat and Zods. So see you later, Christine. Um, Jay said, I'd throw my hat in the ring too if I had the opportunity to play Batman. It's a smart move logistically for any career, which I agree with. So a lot of these I don't believe is platforming or grandstanding. A lot of it's just they want the opportunity. Um, but he said, but now he wants to take a jab at Batman. The famously jacked 6'3" star has been among the most eager to join the DCU as Bruce Wayne and has been vocal in the matter multiple times. Speaking to post-credit podcast, Rickson reflected on his fandom of Batman as a child and called it a real honor to have become a fan cast for the role, nodding he would absolutely love the part, and I would absolutely love to see that. That would be crazy. So here's his statement. He said it's an honor and privilege. They already clipped that. For there to even be conversation and rumor surrounding the role for me, all I can do is laugh. I just think it's wild. That's where we are. I would love to. I would absolutely love to play him. So, um, I think that's a pretty good choice. The actor spoke on the matter once again to The Hollywood Reporter, saying he would love to play Batman. He noted his love for Batman as the smartest superhero and his desire to be that guy. We also have Jensen Ackles, who's already playing Soldier Boy. Has long been a popular fan cast. Yeah, that's true. Forever, people have been casting Jensen Ackles as Batman. because he voiced a lot of the Dark Knight movies, which most people don't know. When Kevin Conroy was still around, rest his soul, uh, he actually did the voice, and he did a pretty decent job. He definitely has the Batman voice down. It's just, again, he strikes me more Captain America than Batman. I'd have to see the look. So he's basically saying, sign me up to play my favorite superhero of all time. So Jake Gyllenhaal, another solid cast. I've heard this floated around. He definitely has the Bruce Wayne look down. Very, very good pick as far as Bruce Wayne. And I think most people forget Batman is two roles. Batman is Bruce Wayne, and it's Batman. Uh, After seeing him in the new Roadhouse, I think he would play that friendlier Bruce Wayne, uh, with the ability to beat the shit out of you. Um, Also, he was in Spider-Man Far From Home. He was one of my favorite renditions of Mysterio, so he did a good job there. Um, Gyllenhaal lost out too because he was a casting choice, which most people don't know, in the Dark Knight trilogy. That would have been a very interesting take on Batman. So he was already in the running once for the role. So, I mean, I'd be fine with Jake Gyllenhaal. Um, I think he could bring different sort of flavor to that. She said, "I'd love to see the story in order to make Jensen make sense as Batman, Bruce Wayne for me." Yeah, I agree. So yeah, uh, we have Gyllenhaal has already been considered once, and um, he noted he's intimidated by playing roles with a long legacy of being tackled or by other actors, but noted it would be an honor to take on Batman. Of course, Patterson isn't the DCU Batman. Patterson is the Matt Reeves Batman, so he's already got the role, and he's in another universe. They are implying they might bring those two in. So, when will the casting be announced? James Gunn delivered one clear rule for DC Studios, that he will not begin casting until a script has been written for the project. And currently, there are no signs that The Brave and the Bold has reached that stage. The DC co CEO explained on Threads how they won't cast a film until script is finished, nor even greenlight a project until one is complete. So, this is the way you do it, and I want to highlight this. They won't cast the film until the script is finished, nor greenlight a project until one is completed. That is the problem DC has had for years. They greenlight 5 different projects and they don't have a fucking script for it. Uh, I 100% agree with this method. 100%. Do not give me 5 different projects and all of these plans unless you have something to back it up. Everything that has been announced, everything they're working on, has either been in the works or it has a script or they have an idea of where they're going with it. Don't start getting people's hopes up until you are ready and you have an idea of where you're going with the story. That's the most important uh, aspect to this, right? Rushing is how we got the shitty universe we had. And the Flash director, Andy Muschietti, who I liked him in it. I felt like the Flash was a doomed project. I would like to see uh, him direct a project where he isn't fucked from the beginning. He's a very good director. So he's been hired to direct the project, and I'd like to see his take on that. I think he'll do a great job, but there's no writer that's been confirmed. So there were rumors that the person who wrote Skyfall, which I would totally be down for, John Logan, he's a great writer, uh, may be on board for the Batman flick, but Gunn debunked these claims on threads with a simple no. So I guess he's not on board, as there are no signs of the script being anywhere complete for The Brave and the Bold. Casting probably won't be starting anytime soon. The Brave and the Bold is likely to be one of the further away DCU movies, as it is expected to arrive after the Batman 2, set for October 2026. As such, DCU's Batfleck likely won't arrive until mid to late 2027, or the Batman flick won't arrive until mid to late 2027 at the earliest, and therefore filming probably won't start until 2026. Fans should be prepared to wait until at least 2025 to hear any casting news for the new Batman, much like the casting process that found David Cornsweet for Superman. DC Studios will likely go through several stages of auditions, screen testings, pairings with other actors to find their new Batman. So, yeah, that's pretty much it on the Batman news. Um, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I think that they should wait, plan these things out, don't rush, and go through the right processes. To me, DC is doing things right. They're casting people, they're pairing them with actors, they're getting a story locked in before they announce anything. All of the projects that they have coming out, they already had scripts for, they already had people working on them. There was already stuff ready to go, and that's what they should be doing. Don't try to make a Justice League movie. Don't try to connect everything right away. Take your time, build out your universe. And James Gunn is doing exactly what he said he was going to do. He said this a year ago. I played the interview yesterday when I talked about James Gunn taking over the DC, and I think it's been one of the smartest moves. I think people are anxious and they want to see, okay, what is DC going to do? Because Marvel has had a lot of misses, and now it appears DC is taking its time. They're letting things cook, and they're not going in half cocked. They're waiting for their opportunity, and then they're making good products. And I'm excited. As a DC fan, I've been fucked over so much these past couple of years. And I've had to hear from Marvel fans, oh, look, did you see this new thing from Marvel? What's DC got going on? Aquaman 2. So, yes, we've had some missteps. But you guys got the fucking Eternals and the Marvels. So I don't want to hear shit. And She-Hulk. God. So, I mean, we've all made mistakes now. I knew the Great Marvel was due to have a couple of shitty projects. But I am excited for stuff on the Marvel end. I said that last night. Go check out the stream. It's DC Tuesday nights with Zod. Tonight, check out our tier list. I will be working for the remainder of this day on a bracket for the villains and heroes of Star Wars. We'll be duking it out for who is the top character of the Star Wars. So check out our Star Wars heroes versus villains battle royale happening tonight. And then I'll let you know what we are going to have for our next tier list coming up. But it might have to do with Marvel. So just keep that in your mind. I am super excited for the future of DC. I think they're going in a good direction. And I am super excited to be able to bring all of these news. There's so many stories today. I really had to keep it to like 3 or 4. That's why I spread these out for the week, because I feel like right now there's so much new exciting shit coming out with DC. I can barely keep up with all of the news coming out. Friday, I will be talking about some stuff on late night talks. Maybe I can get a certain Jay to join me for a late night talks. We'll see. But I got some articles I've been dying to cover. So, anyways, thank you guys for stopping by for another DC afternoon. This seems to have been very Superman and Batman focused. So just so many exciting stuff. Tomorrow, if tonight they drop the episodes, it might just be my DC afternoon might consist of breaking down the new Batman coming out, the 40s inspired, uh, the Caped Crusader. So before Bat Zod, yes. So before I go, I want to give you guys kind of a preview of what I'm going to be covering tomorrow. And then we'll head out so I can start doing the brackets for tonight's show for our tier list, which I'm super excited for. Um, it's gonna be fun. We've had the most interactions with the Star Wars list. It's been kind of hilarious. Don't worry, Ray never made it. I know people were concerned. Nobody on the crew was gonna give Ray a good ranking. That's not being biased. It's just she's a terrible character. I do feel bad for Daisy Ridley, but yeah, she didn't make it in our top 8. So before I go, I'm going to play a little uh, teaser for you guys of what I will be uh, reviewing tomorrow. This is the new Batman that will be dropping on Amazon tomorrow, and it is called Batman the Cape.
Asking the question on everyone's mind these days, what do you think about the Batman?
I'm frightened. This whole city's gone to hell in a handbasket.
I just want to say I do like the mature tone this has. If I interrupt this a lot, it's because YouTube copyright claimed like 6 of the videos I showed during my trailer preview. This was one of them. The copyright claimed every single one. Fucking Warner Bros. So they're probably going to take this video too.
Well, he's breaking the law, ain't he? So they ought to catch that freak and lock him up.
I like the throwback there. If you guys notice, the hanging the people upside down. From what I hear, this Batman's supposed to be basically a couple weeks into being Batman, so he's quite vicious.
I won't say it's gonna be easy, but catching criminals is what we do. So this one dresses up like Dracula, so what? We're gonna take him down. What do we know about this Batman?
He's been beating the tar out of muggers and dope peddlers out there the last few weeks.
Like, dude, that is so old school Batman. You just run right into a fist.
Mostly been seen at night driving that hot rod of his 100 miles an hour.
And now he's even attacking our brave police.
Nice car.
This man is not a hero, he's a criminal. And his time in Gotham is up.
Mischief afoot, sir?
3 explosions in 2 weeks. Peculiar. There's something more going on here.
I just gotta say, when I heard they were recasting Kevin Conroy, this dude nailed it. And tomorrow I'll have the cast breakdown and everything and tell you who's voicing what. I heard the name a couple of times, but damn, dude is putting in work, I must say. Very good rendition of Batman. By the way, if you guys don't know, Bruce Timm was the producer, and he also wrote some of the stories for the original Batman the Animated Series, which is why I'm super excited for this.
He knows too much. He's an itch that needs to get scratched.
The Kings don't run this court anymore. The Jester does.
Bang! Look out! We could be looking at
An all-out gang war on the streets of Gotham.
This is a losing battle. 100 other monsters will show up to replace anyone you take down.
Probably. But now they'll all know I'm coming for them.
I love that line. Like, that is so old school 90s Batman. When I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be the shit. So super excited. I can't wait. I've been jazzed up for this show for since they announced it. I like the 40s aesthetic. Apparently, it's supposed to be a alternate 1940s take, which the original animated series did have a lot of that flavor. They transitioned it into the 90s at the time because Superman came out and Metropolis was more based in our era of time, well, the 90s back then. So they had to transition the Batman to do crossovers into that era, but they had a lot of like old school computers that he worked on from this. I heard he's supposed to have a fucking crime lab. The Batmobile is very much reminiscent to the old school style of Batmobile. He has a jet engine in it apparently because it's supposed to be around that time, and it sounds like something Bruce would put into his gear. So uh, I'm super excited. And yes, yeah, that storytelling was pretty gorgeous. Yes, it is a gorgeous looking animation. I love Bruce Timm's designs and his vision that he had for the other Batman. I like to see that a transition. They have been quoted as saying, though, they are kind of trying to separate this from the animated series. Um, I don't know who the villains are supposed to be, but they also have a villain of the week kind of thing to it. So each episode, it's going to be one story about this crime war that's happening and Batman just starting off, and he's kind of coming into it where he's got to stop this thing between the criminals because it's kind of a free for all. So it's from what I heard, it's like a couple of weeks after he's become Batman. So it's going to be really interesting. I heard he's a more visceral, more vicious Batman in this one. He doesn't really care much about, like, he doesn't kill people, but you definitely don't want to see him. He breaks bones and, and puts people in the hospital. And I like that Batman. Uh, I know people get edgy about, oh, Batman doesn't kill people, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. He killed a lot of people, even in the 90s cartoon. People fell off cliffs and into the fire and shit like that. But, whatever. People forget that happened. He killed people in the old comics, too. It's not he doesn't kill people, it's he doesn't like to kill people. It's kind of a last option, but he will fuck you up. And so I am excited to see the new interrogations and things like that. And uh, I'm really curious to see how the actor does Bruce Wayne and Batman. Because, like I said, whenever you take on Batman, you're taking on two different characters. You have the facade that he puts on, Bruce Wayne, the playboy, spends his money wildly, doesn't really give a shit, humanitarian kind of role. And then you have the Batman, who's all business, beating the shit out of criminals, solving cases, that kind of thing. So um, I'm super excited to review this. I've been waiting for this show since they talked about it being in development. So yeah, I didn't see much of Bruce Wayne either. I think they really wanted to hook people on the Batman, so I'm not worried about it. The animated series was promoted the same way. I remember the promos from the 90s. A lot of it was him jumping on the roof, and they introduced Mark Hamill's Joker in a couple of scenes, which he didn't even come in till, like, I think the third or fourth episode. So I see what they're doing. They're trying to, like, just set up the Batman shit. Um, so I'm curious, and I'll let you guys know. Give you a full review and breakdown. But thank you everybody for joining me. I try to keep these to about an hour. I don't like to go into the 2 hour mark. This is just a quick news thing, a little DC update, and you know my nerd side of the channel, kind of away from the movies and the news angle, and just bringing you the shit that I love, which is the DC. And I've got so many exciting things from DC's corner that's coming up, and it's been a couple of years now. I've been waiting for these projects and things to kind of come forward. So now I have a lot to talk about, and it seems like every day they're releasing new stuff. So thank you everybody for watching. Hit that like, share, subscribe, share the video, and I would like to thank the sponsors who are more with the justice than even Superman and Batman. Yes, I am talking about the sponsors of Truth, Justice, and the American Way, MoviePalette.com. go to moviepalette.com, hit the promo code, links in the description, Zone 15. You save yourself 15% off of a movie palette on top of any sales that they're running. So if you want to be a superhero, if you want to save the world, or you want to help a villain combat the superheroes, then go to moviepalette.com, hit promo code Zone 15, type it in the little box there, and save yourself 15% off of all of their fine purchases. You can get a movie palette of every Batman movie they've ever made. So you're a Batman fan, you want a little thing to jazz up your room or your living space, then you can put one of the gorgeous movie palettes there, and you can feel like the Dark Knight too, without having to go out at night and beat the shit out of criminals. Thank you, Movie Palette, for sponsoring the channel. And thank you all for watching the channel. And I will see you tomorrow afternoon once again for all the latest news, gossips, insights, projects, anything DC related here in DC's Afternoon with General Zod. And as always, remember, there is only one rule here in the Fandom Zone: kneel before General Zod.